Welcome to day 24 of the Get Up and Go Challenge. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here in a little funny mask, not for long. I love this mask. I forgot about it and I thought, okay, mindset has a lot to do with, and our mental health and our mental area and aspects of our life has a lot to do with masks and the masks that we wear. Yesterday we talked about the emotional soap, and today we're going to talk about the mental soap, the soap framework with respect to our thoughts and our mental processes. I like to do emotion and feelings first because our feelings and our emotions are the things that we automatically feel, and that leads to our thoughts, and our thoughts, the things we think a lot, lead to our beliefs, and our beliefs lead to our mental health, our mental processes. And we could spend a month, people dedicate their entire lives to studying mental health and our own mental health and getting to know ourselves better. We don't have that. We've got 10 minutes or so to talk about how we can manage our mental health with respect to the different areas and aspects of our life. And I want to use the SOAP framework to guide you through that in ways that I do it. You can see I do it too. So, for example, I caught a cold yesterday. And immediately now, since COVID-19, we automatically think every cough, every sneeze, every sore throat, every earache, every symptom, oh my God, I got the COVID, is what people in my neck of the woods say. And I'm like, I'm not going to go get COVID tested. I don't think I have a COVID. I've got a cold. I caught a cold, which, you know, I've caught colds for my entire life. Usually once or twice a year, I catch a cold. And instead of going off half-cocked and being all worried and scared and afraid that I've got COVID, I just am like, yeah, I got a cold. Let's treat it like a cold and figure it out. So drink a lot of hot coffee, drink a lot of hot tea, suck on cough drops and mints, and take some cough medicine and cold medicine. And in 2 weeks, guess what? I'll be fine. But for right now, I've got kind of a gravelly voice. But I'm not going to jump to the conclusion that it's got something to do with COVID and I'm going to die. But our mind can actually do that to us. Our mind is so powerful, it can create anything and everything that we can imagine, both good and bad. And that's why it's so important that we take a little bit of control over our thoughts and our mind and our beliefs. Now, how do we apply the SOAP framework to that? How do we make it work? I like to pick a belief, any belief, and we all have a lot of beliefs, right? We don't even know all the beliefs that we have that are running in our subconscious. There are our quiet operating system. Just like a computer has an operating system and all kinds of programs running in the background, so do we. It's called our subconscious. Our subconscious mind is always doing things and taking care of us, right? It's having us bleed, blink our eyes. It's having all the functions and cells in our bodies operate. And if we had to think about those, we could never do anything else because it takes a lot of brain and mental capacity to do that. So we let our subconscious handle a whole lot of things for us, and it's good that we can do that. So how can we take the SOAP framework and, with this respect to our mind, install that in our subconscious so that it will automatically give us better results than before we had a framework that we did this through? Well, we've been doing it throughout the challenge, right? We've done it in several areas and aspects of our life. We're going to do it for the other areas as well. So let's pick a belief today and let's use the SOAP framework on it. It could be, I am anything. I am fat. I am thin. I am too old. I'm too young. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm too smart. Whatever a belief you have, and pick a belief that you don't necessarily love or want to keep, right? Like if I for all my life, for some reason, the belief I'm not good enough has popped up and reared its ugly head. Or it used to be I'm too young, now I'm too old, right? Which is all false beliefs, but we don't think our beliefs are false beliefs. We just think our beliefs are our beliefs. The way we think about life, everything, life, religion, other people, any topic somebody mentions, we already have preformed beliefs about that. One of the powerful questions I like to ask myself when I realize that I am thinking a belief is, who does that belong to? Is that my belief? Did I consciously adopt that belief? Or is it like 98% of my beliefs, they were installed in me without my conscious awareness? They're things that I experienced and I linked up in my mind, or they're things that other people said around me a lot and I just didn't even realize I was going along with them and they were being installed in my subconscious, and all of a sudden I have these beliefs. I'm like, that doesn't sound like me. I don't believe that. I don't feel that way about people. Why did that even pop into my head? So pick a belief, any belief. I like to say limiting beliefs, but sometimes our good beliefs hold us back as well. Here's an example of that. I have a belief, and I don't know when and where I adopted it, but a long time ago, you do what you can with what you've got right now. Normally, that's a really good belief, right? It gets us to move and take action and not wait till everything's perfect. Well, that's all fine and well, except you do what you can with what you've got right now can cause you to stay in this never-ending, stuck loop of procrastination, because you can tell yourself, or your subconscious will say, well, I'm not ready to do that yet, so I'm just going to do what I can with what I've got right now. And you'll do things, you'll take little actions to be at the edge of your comfort zone, but you won't quite step out of it. And that used to be a driving force for me, do what you can with what you've got right now, to get me to take action. But once I started taking action and things changed, I forgot to upgrade my belief and my thoughts about that and say, okay, well, now you can do more, you can do better, because what you've got is more and what you've got is better. So we have to be careful and remember that over time, our thoughts and our beliefs will change and can change about things. And we absolutely positively have the power to change them. And we can use the SOAP framework to change them to what we want. So let's look at a thought or a belief. Let's pick lack and scarcity. A lot of people are experiencing lack and scarcity, or lack of freedom, scarcity of finances, because of all the impact of COVID-19. So that's a good one, because the vast majority of people on the planet at some way, shape, or form feel a sense of lack or scarcity. Excuse me, I'm going to cough. So that's what I'm feeling right now. Say I'm feeling. So for the S in our framework, we're going to look at our situation and the story we're telling ourselves. So say I'm telling myself I don't have enough money to do, or I don't have enough time or energy, or I don't have enough anything. I'm lacking something. I'm lacking energy. Right now I've got a cold. I'm lacking energy. Right now I'm lacking a voice. So my current situation is I'm lacking something. What do I want it to be? What do I want my situation to be? I want to be that I'm super abundant and I have all the energy, all the health, all the money, all the resources, everything I ever need, want, and desire. So that's a disparity, right? There's a difference between my current situation and my desired situation. That creates a gap. Now that I've created that gap in my mind, my thoughts and my beliefs, maybe I never noticed that before. Maybe I never realized that I was thinking and my beliefs were focusing on lack or not having enough. Guess what happens if I think about, believe, and focus on not having enough? I get more of not having enough. No matter what I do, no matter how much effort I put forth, I will never have enough, because I believe that I don't have enough. And as long as I believe I don't have enough, the world will keep dishing up to me that I don't have enough. Even if I have a ton compared to other people, I will still have a sense of lack and scarcity and not enough in my life. So that's the situation. I'm lacking something. I want to be abundant, and whatever, it could be anything. Right now I'm lacking energy, and I know I'm taking a nap today because I want to have an abundance of energy and health. Okay, so then we go to our options. What options do I have to get from where I am to where I want to go? How can I get from lack to abundance in any area or aspect of my life? So if I'm lacking energy and I want more energy, what are some things I can do to get more energy? I like 10-3, and then in action we go down to 1. 10 things. What are 10 things I could do to get more energy right now? I could drink some coffee. I could drink some euthanasia tea to get rid of my symptoms. I could suck on cough drops. I could take an energy supplement. I could, boy, this has got a lot of stuff just sitting around me that I could do to have energy. I could get up and move and go do something. I could go for a walk. I could do some exercises. I could listen to some music. I could read a motivating story or book. I could listen to a video, or I could watch something motivating on TV, something to give me energy and get me excited about something, because that would give me an abundance of energy instead of a lack of energy. If I take a nap, that's probably going to reinforce my lack. Unless, sometimes when we sleep, I wake up and I have a lot more energy. It depends on each and every one of us. But mentally, taking a break often will give me more of what I want instead of what I don't want. So list out a bunch of options, and then we're going to analyze those options, right? We've talked about lots of different ways to analyze the options. We've used the plus and minus. We've used urgent and important. We've used head, heart, and intuition. I want to talk to you about one called the urine analysis. And I know this is terrible, but once I saw that the letters of the words that it represents, the way we separate and categorize things, spelled urine, I can't get it out of my mind. So I'm like, all right, well, it's easy to remember, so I might as well use it. So once we've got our options, we want to take action, right? Our A in our SOAP framework stands for action. Well, before we can take action, we have to analyze those alternatives, right? So we're going to look at the options and we're going to analyze them based on urgent, resources, how urgent is the thing? How many resources is it going to require? Do we have those resources? Important, is it important? Is it necessary? Things can be important but not necessary, right? Things can be necessary but not important. And then the effort or the ease at which we can create the thing. So urgent, resources, important, necessary, ease or effort required. So we'll analyze all the options. Basically, we'll run them through those filters, and we'll see which one rises to the top of the urine and floats, and that we decide that we're going to take action on. We're going to take that action. So what's an action that I could take? Let's pick one of those things. What's an action I could take from being having scarcity and lack as my mentality and my mental thought process to, here's a good one, I can't afford that. Is how many of us have ever said about anything, I can't afford that, it's too expensive. That is a clear sign of lack and scarcity thinking versus saying, how can I afford that? Just saying how versus stating that it is something is enough to get us to take action and start thinking of ways that we can afford that. So I'm going to wipe my nose. Oh my goodness. And I'm going to take action on that. So I'm going to start asking myself the question, how can I get more energy? Instead of I don't have enough energy, just reframing and re-saying it in a different way gives me more options and more possibilities and more belief that I can do something about it, right? So that I'm going to, what action will I take today? I will, well, I'm doing coffee, I'm doing tea, I'm doing his supplements, I'm doing stuff. So I will take some action today. I will pick one thing and do it. And then our P, our progress. How do I know if I am making progress? Am I moving toward what I want, more abundance, more energy, more whatever it is I want, or am I moving away from it? And then once I determine if what I did worked or not, I want to find ways to make that automatic. So I want to automatically do things in my daily routine that cause me to make progress moving toward what I want all the time. So say I take a supplement and I find that makes me feel better. My mind is better, my mind is clearer, I have more energy, I have I'm more open, and I feel more able to handle whatever the world throws at me. Then I'm going to maybe take that supplement every day because I know that it works for me. And I'll just make it a habit. Hey, I throw it in the bottle with my, and I already do a lot of things like on an automatic basis to help my health, to help my mental, to help all different areas and aspects of life. But maybe I add it to my pill boxes that I take automatically, so then I don't really have to think about it anymore. Once a month or so, I make up 4 weeks of pills, and so I just throw in that one that helps me with my mindset. There are actually a lot of supplements that do that. So I hope I've been clear. My head, I'm going to tell you right now, with this cold and my sore throat and my headache and my clogged ears, is a little foggy. So maybe I need to go from my current state to being perfectly clear and focused. Maybe that would be a good one to run the SOAP framework on for me. That's it. That's our mental run through the SOAP framework today. All I want you to do is try this. Pick a thought or a belief that you have or have had for a long time and run it through the SOAP framework. Ask yourself, where am I now? Where do I want to be? If where you are now is where you want to be, pick another belief or another thought, because that's not one that you need to work on, right? If I already have an abundance mindset in every area and aspect of my life, I don't need to look at that as a belief. I already believe the desired thing that I want. But if I don't think I'm good enough, or I'm too old or too fat or too thin or too young or too anything, whenever we say we're too anything, that is absolutely positively a false belief. And we can disprove it to ourselves just by looking around. Go Google or get online and check a search engine and look into something that you want to do. And I guarantee whatever it is that you think or want, there are people of all shapes, sizes, colors, religion, beliefs that have that thing that you want, which is proof that you can do it, no matter what limiting belief or what thing or belief you're saying is keeping you from having something that you want. All right, I'm done talking today. Go out, have an awesome day. Questions, hit me up in the comments below. I will answer them. You know, just because I have a cold doesn't mean I can't function. All right, have an awesome day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow. And we are going to talk about spiritual soap. It's a Sunday, so Sunday's a great day to talk about spiritual soap. Have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.